Good evening from InvestSharp. This is Randy Smotone with your Friday, August 20th market update. On the economic front, we did not have any economic data released today, and we will not have any Monday. But during the week next week, we will have the new and existing home sales numbers. We will get the durable goods orders. We will get GDP, and we will get consumer sentiment. So should be a fun-filled week packed full of economic data. The dollar was up. Gold, silver, copper, and oil were down. Light sweet crude futures were down another 95 cents to settle at 73.82 a barrel. So crude continues to weaken. So looking at the dollar via the UUP, we did have it wasn't really a shooting star, but we did close close to the almost on the lows at them. We did not quite make it up to the 50. We got up to 24.21. The 50-day moving average is at 24.28. Almost got there and rejected and pulled back. And we've had some pretty good buying here in the dollar. Let's go over and take a look at the West Texas Intermediate Crude Point and Figure chart. So we printed another box lower today. Took out the 74 level, and you actually got down to 73.44. So it's headed a little bit lower. Again, we have this price objective of $64 a barrel, which would probably be a pretty ugly market if we would get that low on the oil, which I don't know if that'll happen, but I doubt it. We'll see. But we are on a sell signal on crude. Let's take a look at the Dow. Dow closed down 57 points to 10,213. S&P closed down 4 points to 1,071. The Nasdaq closed up 1 point to 2179, and the Russell closed unchanged at 610. The Russell and the Nasdaq both held up the best. They both really flat on the day, and the Dow was the weakest, down 0.56%. Volume was okay. Volume was about average or slightly above average. It was decent on the day. And so we're taking a look at the Dow here. And of course we're below all the moving averages here, the 50, the 20, the 30, the whatever 200. We're below all those. Not looking too good. But let's see here. The MACD, you see this MACD pointed down. I still think we definitely came way off the lows today, which is a positive. We closed right above about half of the midpoint of this large candle, which typically is not unusual. That's a support level, the midpoint of a large candle like this. But this MACD being pointed down like it is, I'm pretty cautious, but we'll see. It's probably going to be more about the economic data next week. SPX, there we go. SPX is the same. We took out this low from the 16th, took out the low, but then we closed back above that level. Again, the MACD is not looking too great, so we'll see. If we were, this could be like a little left shoulder ahead and a little right shoulder, possibly kind of a little bit of a head and shoulders top here. If this was to play out, you draw the trend line across here. It would actually take us exactly down to this 1010 level, back to the July 1st lows. So I don't know if that's the scenario. You could also say there's a wedge here, and we're in a falling wedge that is bullish, right? So you could say we're in this we're winding tighter in this wedge, and we're going to break to the upside, which I think this is going to be pretty hard to take out this level here, but we'll see. But so you could kind of paint both scenarios: break down eventually out of this head and shoulders pattern back down to this level, or we could break out and go back up in here to possibly at least midpoint of this large red candle, or the 200, which was is it up here, 1,116 possibly, something like that. We'll see next week. That scenario probably will play out around that time. Nasdaq again still holding this around this level at this 2160 or so. It's looking all right. It's trying to hold the trend line here where it broke out to the upside. It's trying to hold around that level. Look at GLD. Gold still holding up. Had a little bit of selling today, a little profit taking, but so far it's still holding up. Take that out of there. Silver, it broke lower out of this with definitely some selling volume. So we'll see where silver goes from here. It was definitely a little bit weaker than gold. We got the 200-day moving average right below us on the SLV, the silver ETF. So we'll see if that's some support. It wasn't support here. It was here, was here, was here, but it didn't. You know, we just barely took it out there. So we'll see if it holds there as support. The euro, of course, the FXE, the ETF, was quite a little, quite a little gap we had today, and it did come back off the lows, and I think that helped the market and got closed up closer to the high than the low. Lots of selling though here in the Euro ETF FXE of late, and the MACD's pointed down as well. VIX. The volatility index, we're still in this wedge. We went down 3.59% today, but we're still up in this area. We didn't move a whole lot. And see, copper didn't pull back some today, but I mean, it still looks all right. It's hard to tell right now. This MACD is pointed down. I mean, it could roll over, but time will tell. We have the 30-day moving average underneath it, and actually it's setting right on, yeah, the 200-day. The 200-day is right here as well, so it's got some support. It's got 200-day. It caught it there. It's got the 200-day, the black line here that come right through there. So it's got the 200, then the 30, then the 50. So we'll see if that helps support copper. Let's look at the XLF today. So let's see. So we broke down here, headed back here. We've stopped here before. You know, with MACD, we bounced here at the MACD level before too. So we'll see what the financials do from here as well. Can't really tell. Back below the moving averages here on the financial XLF as well. And let's look at MSH. You know, I talked about a while back MSH being in this longer term head and shoulders top possibly. Here's your shoulder on the left side, here's the head, here's the right shoulder. We'll see if it plays out. This would be your target back down in here. Would not be pretty if this would play out. We'd probably be in a pretty nasty market correction. So we'll see. It developed over 9 months, so it'd take a while probably to play out, but it is trying to hold, as you can see here in this level. But we've had a lot of selling. Let's get back over here. We've had a lot of selling in the semis as of late, but we're still here. We haven't taken out this area. It definitely got a bounce at that trend line. So, and it could make a little bit higher low here and go back up. So we'll see where it goes from here. Let's go take a look at the McClellan oscillator. So we're at minus 34. So we're still, we're in the oversold territory, but we really need to be deeper into it to really consider it oversold. So, we're on this side of the zero line, but we're not that oversold. We could still go either way here. And let's see, look at gold, silver. So let's go take a look at the sectors. All right, so on the sectors, we had 6 of the 16 sectors finished in the green. Software index was up the most, up 0.88%, and the oil services was the weakest, down 1.69%. And of course, on Fridays, I don't do a chart watch on Fridays. I'll post my weekly watch list on Sunday evening. So let's over here take a look at the point and figure charts. We follow the point and figure charts for the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, all still on sell signals. And this is the price objective per the point and figure chart. I don't calculate them. The point and figure chart does. And let's go take a look at a couple of them real quick. So here is on the Dow. We are here at a support line for the trend. We have stopped here at around this 10,150. We break this trend line at 10,100, and today's low was 10,147. So of course, we do have a little bit of support here, and we've stopped. Look at the SPX. So SPX, S&P point figure. This would be of course, we're already in a sell signal, but this would be a double bottom breakdown, which should send us lower. We have a price objective on the S&P at 1,010. Imagine that. It matches up with that head and shoulders top I was just talking about. So we'll see if that plays out. And NASDAQ. NASDAQ is still, again, it would be a double bottom breakdown, even though we are on a sell signal already. So we're on a sell signal, it'll be a double bottom breakdown, which would take us lower, but it's got a little bit, it hasn't really taken the trend line out yet. So it's basically setting on the trend line. We would take it out at 2150. Today's low is 2159. All right, so that's all I have for today, and have a great weekend, and thanks for watching.